Alright, picture this. You're cruising in your sleek Tesla Model 3, the wind whispering past your windows, the electric hum a subtle soundtrack to your journey. But then, that dreaded low battery warning pops up. Panic sets in. How long are you going to be stuck at a charging station? Is it going to take hours? Are you going to miss your appointment? We've all been there, that electric range anxiety. It's a real thing, especially when you're dealing with the complexities of charging an electric vehicle. And let's be honest, when it comes to the Tesla Model 3, that's a question that's probably crossed your mind a time or two. How long does it actually take to charge a Tesla Model 3? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Forget the vague answers and the confusing numbers. We're going to break it down, get specific, and give you the real deal on charging times. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the variables. Because, spoiler alert, it's not a simple answer. Charging time isn't a fixed number. It depends on a few key factors. First, the battery itself. The Model 3 comes in different configurations, each with varying battery capacities. You've got the standard range plus, the long range, and the performance. Each of these has a different kilowatt-hour rating, which directly impacts how long it takes to charge. The larger the battery, the longer it will generally take to fill it up. Next, the type of charger you're using. This is crucial. We're talking about the difference between a trickle charge at home and a supercharger on the road. You've got level 1 charging, level 2 charging, and DC fast charging, also known as supercharging. Each offers a dramatically different charging speed. Then, there's the state of charge. Are you charging from near empty, or just topping off? Charging from 10% to 80% is going to take significantly longer than going from 50% to 80%. Finally, the ambient temperature and the battery's temperature can also play a role. Cold weather, for instance, can slow down charging speeds. Okay, let's get specific. Let's start with level 1 charging, the slowest of the bunch. This is your standard household outlet, the kind you plug your toaster into. You'll be using the mobile connector that comes with your Model 3. Level 1 charging adds about 2 to 5 miles of range per hour. Yes, you heard that right, per hour. So, if you're charging from near empty, say 10% to 100% on a standard range plus model, you're looking at potentially 24 to 48 hours. That's a long time. Level 1 charging is really only practical for overnight charging or for topping off a small amount of range. Next up, level 2 charging. This is where things start to get more reasonable. Level 2 chargers use a 240-volt outlet, similar to what you'd use for a clothes dryer. You can install a level 2 charger at home, or find them at public charging stations. With level 2, you're looking at significantly faster charging speeds. Depending on the amperage of the charger and the onboard charger in your Model 3, you can add anywhere from 20 to 40 miles of range per hour. For a standard range plus, a full charge from near empty could take around 6 to 10 hours. For a long range or performance model, it might take a bit longer, perhaps 8 to 12 hours. Still a significant improvement over level 1. Level 2 charging is ideal for overnight charging at home or for longer stops at public charging stations. It's a good balance of speed and convenience. Now, let's talk about the real game changer, DC fast charging, also known as supercharging. Tesla's supercharger network is a major advantage for Model 3 owners. These stations deliver high-power direct current, allowing for extremely fast charging. Supercharging speeds vary depending on the supercharger version and the car's battery state. Tesla's V3 superchargers can deliver up to 250 kilowatts, while older V2 superchargers max out at 150 kilowatts. With a V3 supercharger, you can add up to 175 miles of range in just 15 minutes. That's incredibly fast. A charge from 10% to 80% can take as little as 20 to 30 minutes. For a long range or performance model, you might be looking at 30 to 45 minutes for a similar charge. Still, that's significantly faster than any other charging method. Supercharging is perfect for long road trips, allowing you to quickly top up your battery and get back on the road. Now, let's talk about some real-world examples. Imagine you're on a road trip with your Model 3 long range. You arrive at a supercharger with 10% battery remaining. You plug in and grab a quick bite to eat. By the time you're done, about 30 minutes later, you've added enough range to get you to your next destination. Or, let's say you're charging at home using a level 2 charger overnight. You plug in before you go to bed, and by the time you wake up, your car is fully charged and ready to go. It's also important to note that Tesla's navigation system is designed to optimize charging on road trips. It will automatically route you to superchargers and precondition the battery to maximize charging speed. And remember, charging speed slows down as the battery gets closer to full. Charging from 80% to 100% will take significantly longer than charging from 10% to 80%. So, what's the takeaway? How long does it actually take to charge a Tesla Model 3? Well, it depends. Level 1, 24 to 48 hours for a full charge. Level 2, 6 to 12 hours for a full charge. Supercharging, 20 to 45 minutes for a charge from 10% to 80%. The key is to understand your charging needs and choose the appropriate charging method. For daily commuting, level 2 charging at home is ideal. For long road trips, supercharging is your best friend. And always remember to plan your charging stops, especially on long journeys. Use Tesla's navigation system and apps like PlugShare to find charging stations along your route. Also, it is important to understand the charging curve. A battery will charge faster at lower states of charge and drastically slow down as it approaches 100%. Therefore, charging from 10% to 80% will take significantly less time than charging from 80% to 100%. The future of electric vehicles is here, and understanding charging is crucial to making the most of your EV experience. With a little planning and the right charging infrastructure, you can say goodbye to range anxiety and hello to the open road. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.